Hello everyone, my name is Justin Dyson. I am in AOC term 1409. What you're looking at right now is Project 4 in this course. So as the app opens up, you get an events list which is currently empty. You have an add event button and a save button. If you want to add an event, hit the add event. You can type in the event here and just type some stuff. And then to close keyboard, hit the close keyboard button, or you can hit the done button, or you can just tap anywhere in the screen. So let's say I want to add this event, hit save, and it will add a new event here. I can keep adding events, however I cannot add an empty event. I get an error, it says I can't do that, and even if I were to just do all spaces, I'd still get that error. So let's go ahead and save another one, and you see it just puts it down the list. So add one more, and so on and so forth. So let's say that I want to keep these events. What I can do is actually hit this save button, but just to show that it doesn't do it now, I'm going to go ahead and close that out and relaunch the app. And now you can see my events list is empty. So let's add a couple more things. Alright, got those in there. Hit save. Alright, so now that I've saved it, now if I close it out, I can open it again, and now they're in there. So that's the app, that's how it works. Let's look at the code. Alright, so taking a look at the code and the main view controller.h file, the only thing that I've added from last week is this IB action on save, which is actually how we're going to save everything to the NS user defaults. If we go over here to view controller.m, some of the things I've added are in this view did load method here, and basically what this does is it takes all the information we've saved to NS user defaults and puts it onto the events list on the main screen. Even if you close the app completely down and you load this up, that you'll see that events list if there's anything to view. Below that, there's also an IB action, which this one is actually what will get called whenever you hit the save button when you add a new event. So if you're typing in a new event, hit the save button to save it. This is what will actually be called. It was kind of weird because this link never indicates that it's connected to anything, but it is because I've selected it in the storyboard. So that part was a little confusing, but basically this just does a few checks, and if there's nothing in the events list, instead of doing a new line, it just does it just puts in the new event without adding a new line, otherwise it would look weird. Now, like I mentioned earlier, in the view controller.h file, the onSave is what will actually save things to the NS user default, and that's what we do here. Basically this if statement checks to see if there's any blanks, or if it's all blanks or spaces, whatever, and if it is, it doesn't save anything and actually pops up a alert view, which I didn't show in the video, but that is the functionality that has. In the add event view controller.h file, we have two properties and one function. The first property is an IB outlet for the text field, which is the same as last week. And then I have an event string, which is actually what's going to hold the value in the text field so that I can pass it to the other view controller file. And then an IB action for onClick, which was also in the last project. This first method should perform segue with identifier. Basically what this one does is it checks to see if the user has typed in either nothing and tried to save it, or they've typed in nothing but spaces and tried to save it. So if they've typed in nothing but spaces, it won't work. It'll do an alert view saying that it can't work. And then finally, the IB action down here, the onClick. All this one does is close the keyboard. That's all that onClick button or onClick method will do. And below that, these also close the keyboard, just in different circumstances. This is if the done button is pressed, and then this one is if you tap anywhere else in the user interface. So that is my code. I didn't have a whole lot of trouble this week. I feel like I understand this segue stuff a lot better than I did last week. I mean, this part was actually really simple. I thought it'd be a little more difficult to do this. And then again in the viewcontroller.m, where is it? Oh yeah, dealing with the NS user defaults. The only thing I ran into was this default synchronize. I forgot to put that in there, and I could never get it to work. So finally figured that out, and those are really the only trouble I had. So thank you, and we'll talk to you guys later.